I want to remind you of the mission and purpose of Resilient with Jada Q. And our mission is to educate, inspire, and motivate our listeners to do extraordinary things and prevail, excel, and remain resilient in the face of adversity. But, we aim to create a safe space where people can share their trials and tribulations, victories, and accomplishments as we provide successful strategies, tools, and tips, in addition to resources that will make you resilient in life and resilient at law. Guys, Q still won't tell me how many times she took the bar. She told me it's more than me, but less than 10. I took it 6, so I have an estimate, but she still won't tell me. So we're gonna figure out before the series is up how many times she took this bar exam. But tell me, if you can kind of give me the story, synopsis of what happened your first time you got your results.
Of course, Jade. And let me tell you something. You guys are not getting my secrets on a second date. You gotta wine and dine a sister. Wine and dine a sister. First time I took the bar was an adventure. I actually took the bar with a high school colleague of mine who is now a council member in Washington, D.C. So I went to the bathroom and just kind of sat in there and kind of decompressed and processed what in the world did I just do to myself? Well, fast forward to the results coming out. I was so nervous about the results that I had a friend of mine look online. So for those of you all who are familiar with the bar, you know that the bar usually gives you a number. It's usually a 4-digit number that they give you instead of your name. And you can look at that number and see the words either pass or fail. Let's say my number was 4444, right? And so I had my friend look up a range. So I said, look between 4,000 and 4,500. So he's looking at the range and he's like, oh, you passed. You had to have passed because the only person who failed in that range was the number 4444.
Oh, that's the worst feeling. The worst.
I screamed, Jade. I hollered so loud. I was completely dejected, completely depressed. And I just knew my life was over.
We'll talk about that later because I thought it was the first time, be a big shot, high profile attorney once I passed the first time. I flew to Maryland, took it. I actually finished with time left. Go back to Michigan, wait 3 months. I'm on my little tiny cell phone in the parking lot. And I got to my number and that bad boy said, Phil, I was like, oh, no. That's not right. Like, I don't even think that time I had the tears because I was so shocked. I sat there and then I gathered myself and drove home. I was boo-hooing. I told my parents and I turned the phone off on them. I guess I would say I feel really, really bad for the people who are studying for the bar now because I could not imagine studying during a pandemic. Like even studying in itself is so mentally and emotionally and financially draining and grueling. I could not imagine doing that and processing that in the middle of number one, the pandemic, and number two, kind of like a modern civil rights movement.
You got your results back in May because they got the results back already, right? Those who took it in February of this year.
Yep, they should have been back most are back by May. You first of all, don't act like you don't know when these results come back. You didn't have 15 result dates come back.
So long ago.
That's all brand new. When do they come back? You knew 15 times in a row.
So long ago. I blocked that out my mind, child. I blocked that out.
When do they come back? Like,
I'm a new creature in Christ, Jay. Old things have passed away.
Do what's best for you.
Yes.
Do what's best for your mental health. Don't feel pressured to take the bar exam that's coming up in the fall. I really empathize with anyone right now who's attempting to study with all this going on. And what people have to understand, and one thing I had to understand was that it's okay not to be okay all the time. Mm-hmm. It's okay not to be strong superhero all the time. Mm-hmm. And as lawyers, that's probably most difficult for us to understand because we're problem solvers. So that is my thing. Run your own race at your own course and your own speed. Don't look over anybody else because something works different for everyone else. You're different individual people.
I mean, the bar itself is a scary scary test. But fortunately, it is not in any way indicative into how well you will be a lawyer, because people that have passed it on the first try are maybe not as good as those who may have passed it a couple of more times.
That part. But you know what?